chapter 21, at the very end of the passage, what is Jesus calls him again, right? Follow me. Like, do you love me? Follow me. Do you love me? Follow me. Right? And from John 21, Peter never was the same again. In the book of Acts, Peter was a completely different man because he understood not to do his own will, but God's will. And God's timing, is very important. And it's such an interesting thing about Christianity, but everyone has your own cross to bear. My cross is different from your cross and your cross, and everyone has their own cross to bear. And that's not for us to. Bible says, don't compare yourself. I shouldn't look to you and say, oh, look at her cross, it's so much lighter. Oh, my cross is so heavy. They don't deal with this. Hey, can I say this? What an honor that God said, I'm going to give this cross to you. I really believe this. There are some people in my church, crazy, the cross they have to carry. But they use that for God's glory. And it's all for the Lord. One man in our church, faithful man. He's a pastor. He's been preaching for almost 50 years. And in 1 year, his wife passed away. His son passed away. His daughter passed away. And the son was, wife was COVID. The son was a motorcycle accident. The daughter was an car accident. Suddenly, just like that, taken away. And then, just wife mental, not the wife, sorry. The other children are mental, so many trials, but yet that guy always smiling, faithful to the church, still preaching, but God gave him that cross to bear, but he's bearing it, And everyone has a cross to bear. So we don't look at other people around us and say, well, that's not fair. Why did they get an easy cross? And why do I have to work so late? And I've got so many responsibilities. And God, I don't have money and all these things. And how can I keep doing this? But just stay faithful. Deny yourself. Take up your cross. And I'll tell you what, God will help you. And one day, when we get to heaven, and all of that burden lifted, and you can lay down all of that. And you say, Jesus, I carried this cross for you, and we can lay all that stuff down at Jesus' feet. And I'm hoping for the day he'll say, well done, thy good and faithful servant, and what an honor to carry the cross in this, about Paul says, our light affliction, which lasted for a moment. But then when we see him in glory, it's going to be eternal. And I believe this too. I really believe this. In America, we're so wealthy. Life is okay, right? I really believe we're going to get to heaven, Christians in America, and we're going to be shocked. Because we think we're doing okay, but then in heaven, we're going to see Christians from all around the world, like Korea, Philippines, Africa, all around the world. And they have so many crowns to give to God. God, I gave you my time. God, I gave you I could have lived this type of life, but I served you instead. God, I could have made this much money. And none of those things are bad. Hear me. But I sacrificed this for you. And there's going to be more rewards, I believe. And in America, we're going to look around and it's going to be very sad. Just because we were given so much. To whom much is given, much is required. But with that, we didn't do much. We got complacent. But Christians, so many rewards and blessings, not for ourselves, but that we can give back to Jesus and say, Lord, you did so much for us. You spared not your only son, and we can give back to him, and for all of eternity, and bless us. And I'll tell you what, this is I don't like this thought, but it's in the Bible. And I'll end with this. Did you know that there's two judgments in the Bible? There's the judgment seat of Christ and the great white throne judgment. So the judgment seat of Christ, that's for us believers. We're not judged for our wrong because God forgave it all. But what we are judged is our works. Did you know that? We will get judged for the things we do. And not judged as in you're gonna go do wrong thing. No, but you're gonna get rewarded differently. I really believe that. God will reward certain people at the judgment seat of Christ more than other people. And so that's why we have to be faithful, run, and I really believe that it's going to be very humbling and to when we get to heaven and seeing that although even me, I was in the ministry, I was serving God, but God says to me one day, and I hope he doesn't, but he says to me, you didn't serve, like you were just trying to do it for yourself. You had the wrong motive. But this person in Korea, they had all these trials, they had all that, but every Sunday they came. Every time they gave to the missions, they loved me, they told other people about me, and that person has so many more crowns than who I was in ministry. You know, I was doing God's work. But that's why it's not about all that. It's about just walk with God. You and the Lord, your relationship with him. And so much, but Paul, like, that's why he said, I count all these things but dung. Philippians 3, he's like, hey, I was a Pharisee of Pharisees. I was the scribe of the scribes, Hebrew of Hebrews, you know, touching the law, blameless, you know. But what things were gained to me? The things that people would say, oh, wow, Paul, I counted all those things but loss. Why? For the knowledge of Jesus Christ, that I may know him. He didn't say for the crowns, so that I can get recognized. Oh, so that I can get a big crown in heaven. No, I just want to know God. I want to have a relationship with him, that I may know him and the power, oh, watch this, the power of his resurrection. Oh, we say, oh yeah, God's power of his resurrection. But Paul said this, and the fellowship of his sufferings. Ooh, no one likes the suffering. You know, no, I hate suffering. No one likes suffering, right? But all they that will live godly in Christ Jesus shall suffer persecution. The Christian life is marked with suffering.